What's good, y'all? Welcome to an episode of Buzz Boys. And the Hornets, they're back in the win column, man. They did it. Um, they whooped the Trailblazers pretty much. I'd say we whooped them just because that was my prediction. In the last video, the loss to the Warriors. I said, I think we're gonna come out. We're gonna whoop the Trailblazers ass. Um, so I think the way that last Warriors game ended, I think that fire is going to carry over, which it seemed like it did because we got up to a good start in the first quarter. Now I am going to be honest. I'm going to come out and say that if we play the way that we played tonight versus another team, we probably lose. At the end of the day, was the Trailblazers. They shot like 10% from three. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, they shot 9% from three as a team. Part of that was our defense. Part of that was it was just a cold night, and they're the Trailblazers. Um, we were not going to win too many games scoring 93 points. Um, but I mean, our defense it is vastly improved. I mean, we held the Warriors under 102, I believe. Um, so I mean, our offense, it has to click a little bit more. Um, you know, but you get the win, man. You got to be happy. You get the win, you got to be happy. So the Hornets get the win in Portland for the first time since 2008. I think this is a successful road trip. We recently beat Utah a few nights ago for the first time on the road since 2006. So, when you're beating teams for the first time in, 16 years, 18 years, that's a successful road trip. So I'm happy with that, man. I'll take it. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get to the video because it is getting, pretty late. This West Coast trip, man, that's it's kind of did us in. We up to about 11:30 watching these games, man. Um, but yeah, let me get into the video. But first thing first, I just want to say thank y'all, for all the love, the subscribers going up every day. We getting really, really, really close to 900. So, hey, give me the 900, man. Subscribe, 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 because we're on the road to 1,000, man. Now, all right, that's enough of that. Into the video, man. We got out to a good 7-0 start. Took a nice little lead. Trey Man had a tough lay. And immediately, man, the defense, it was there from the beginning. Cody got the block, you know, turned it to the lay. And just from the beginning, like we were kind of on it. Now, we did let them back into the game. We had a 7-0 lead. Let them come back 7-7. Then Brandon hit the three and kind of like, okay, got us back on track. Um, and honestly, I mean, I did like the ball movement with the team. I mean, we had 24 assists. Um, I like the ball movement at certain times. We did get out in transition. We got a lot of points in transition tonight. Um, you got Bryce DeMiles for the three to tie. Just don't let the game slip away. That's all you gotta do with a team like this. Hang around. The Trailblazers suck. And then they were missing plenty of people tonight. So it really was just like they didn't have the reserves. Just literally take care of business in the first quarter and you should be good. Um, and Mitchich played way better tonight. I know I had my boy everything but City. He was on me on Twitter, but I just be up there trolling, bro. Like whatever I said about Mitch's last game at the time, that shit was probably 100% true. He's playing like shit, shooting all that shit. I don't want to see you shoot. However many times he shot. I don't want to see that shit. I want to see you pass the ball, drive, take the open shot. That's all I need to see you do, and that's what he did tonight. He did not try to do too much tonight. I loved it. He didn't do too much tonight. He came down, he hit the midi, and it was like okay, it was like a little bit of an exhale. Even Dell and Eric were like, hey, okay, he's good. He broke the ice, so it was nice to see him make that little midi. Um, and then Miles comes down, makes the lay for the lead. And it's kind of seemed like once we got that lead, we never looked back. Even if they did tie it up again, like we kind of just pulled away in that first quarter and never looked back. Now I am gonna say I kind of was disappointed in certain moments of the game because, like I said, if we were playing another team, we would lost. Um, at this point, we were up like 13-14 for a good little chunk of the game. Um, and they came back and they cut it down to like 7-6. And when we were up 14, push it to 20. And eventually we did at the end. But, we should have been up probably 20-25. No, what's going on? No, my ring light is tripping. I don't like that. We should have been up like 2025, like almost the entire game. And I mean, we were tripping, bro. We were playing like shit. We had plenty of turnovers to match their turnovers that we forced. It was sloppy, and it was kind of like that Warriors game, except the difference was this isn't a team but a Steph Curry and a Klay Thompson who can get going and kind of, turn stuff around. At the difference between the Warriors and the Portland game was that, you know, the Warriors turned it around, the Trailblazers didn't. They shot like shit the whole entire night. And the Hornets, don't get me wrong, we played better. We shot 50% from the field, but you shoot 29% from three as a team yourself. With how many turnovers did we have? 14. I mean, hey, that's not necessarily a recipe for success. And we did have 12 steals though. I love that. We were stealing the ball. They could barely do anything. We were forcing deflections. I love that. I love the defensive tenacity that we had. Back into this, we talking about the first quarter still. Mitchell to Brandon dunk. Um, man, Mitchell was out there facilitating. I mean, how many assists did he have tonight? 7, and I bet on him. I bet on him to have at least 6. So he hit my bet. I believed him. I just like, bro, play a role. He was out there passing. I love to see it. And then he had the Mitches to Brandon Dunk. Then you come right back with the Mitches to Miles 3, and I mean him facilitating. I want him on the ball. Now Cody Martin did his thing tonight. He had 10 assists. He did his thing tonight. Some of it was Nick Richards, doing the heavy lifting, but some of the passes that Cody had, it truly was like he set that up completely himself. So I think this was definitely Cody's best night as a point guard. Um, so hey, we'll see what happens with that. I still don't love it. I still kind of rather have Man being the point guard. I feel like he could be a little bit more creative offensively. But Cody did his thing tonight, so hey, props to him. Him and Mitch both did their thing, facilitating the ball. Uh, Now, the one negative note I do have in the first quarter, we struggled to rebound defensively. There was plays where we play excellent defense, and then damn, we can't get the freaking board. They get 3, 4 offensive boards in one possession. That was pissing me off. Um, and I mean, it kind of was happening when we took Nick out and we brought in JT. And I don't know if JT was playing the 4 to 5. I think Grant might have been out there too. Like it was a small ball lineup, and we just could not get boards with that lineup. I didn't like it. If Nick wasn't out there, we weren't really getting boards. Um, I didn't like that. Moving on to the second quarter, Brendan came down with the floater and kind of broke the ice because it did kind of start to stagnate near the end of that first quarter. And Brandon kind of got going, came down again, hit the little midi, and gave us a first 10-point lead of the game, 28-18. And from there, boom, Mitch just comes back down. Mitch has delay. Like Mitch, he has that burst. He kind of has that old man YMCA speed, bro. Like he's not gonna be fast until he needs that little bit of burst to the basket, and then all of a sudden he'll go past you and lay that shit up. So it's like, okay, he got that stop and go, that change of speed. It's vital as a point guard. And then he came down with the tough euro, like yo. So I definitely got to give props to Mitch's because when he did score, it was at a very timely point of the game. Like increasing the lead. And I mean, he was 5 for 6 from the floor, 83%. Cool. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Lay the ball up. That's what I want to see. Um, then he comes down with the Mitch's a Trey Man 3. And I mean, dude, like Mitchich just has these plays where like he just hangs in the air and at the last second, he loves to throw the ball to the corner. Um, and Mitch's hit, I mean, man hit 3. And this wasn't Trey Man, one of his best games. It's probably his worst game as a Hornet. But he still affected the game positively. Boom, he's out there with 3 steals. He still had, his positive effects on the game. I mean, everybody played good defense, which I loved. Grant hits the wide open 3, and he had this is probably his worst game as a Hornet. Like a lot of these guys had their worst games, but still contributed on the defensive end and helped us get the dub with no Seth Curry, no Bertans. So we needed those guys to step up, and they did on the defensive side of things. Um, Cody to steal and delay. Like, dude, Cody, how many steals do he have? He only had two. That's surprising. You would thought he had more because I mean he was everywhere. Everybody was just bro deflections on every single pass. It seemed like it was nice. Miles gets the and one. It actually wasn't an and one because he missed the free throw. But I mean the energy was amazing. We kept it high even when our shots weren't falling. Um, I felt like we kept it pretty high. Now there was a time in the third quarter, and even early going into the fourth where I felt like I don't know if the guys were gassed or what it was. I mean, and a lot of guys out, Brandon played 38 minutes, Miles played 39, Nick played 32. The guys could have been gassed, but I do feel like we let them back into the game because our energy did sink for a little bit. But for the most part, it was pretty high. Um, and then Brandon came back down with the midi. He got going at the right times. He finished with 17. Um, it was moments I feel like in that really in the third quarter where he just couldn't do nothing. But in that second quarter, he hit the little midi, and then Cody hits the three late, to go into halftime, and that was a good note to go into halftime on. And I was just feeling good, man. I just knew we were gonna win this game. I just knew we weren't gonna get the lead up. Like we were just in control pretty much the whole time, even when we started to struggle. And the third quarter was really just the Nick Richards show, to be honest. He scored like nine straight points for us, just ripping the screws out the rim. Um, I mean, I know people on Twitter, they give Nick a hard time and they just, oh, we need a center. I mean, bro has 21 and 10, two steals, three blocks. What do you want from him? I mean, I know he doesn't shoot threes and all that, but I mean, shoot, he 71% from the free throw line. I'll take that from my center. I'll take 20 and 10 and three blocks and two steals from my center. Like, what do I want him to do? I mean, damn, I know he's not Mark. I mean, his name just isn't Mark Williams. But I mean, if Mark had this exact game, everybody would be happy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Now I do think we do need a backup point guard because every single team that we play, we're not going to be able to run to Grant Williams at five. I think that's why Grant really wasn't that effective. Some games we're going to be able to do that. Some games we're not. So I don't know if Marcus Bolden is even a center. I really don't even know who that is. I'm not even gonna pretend to know who that is. But we do need a backup center if it seems like Mark is done. Because I mean, at this point, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like I've been seeing videos of Lamelo practicing. I mean, I haven't really been seeing too much of Mark practicing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Down below, but I don't think I have. But yeah, the third quarter is really just Nick. And Mitchich passing, man, like, bro, he's a special passer. He's a special passer. Um, his vision on the court is it's a true talent. It's a true talent. And most people that, come over from overseas, they have that aspect of their game. But he just he can run an offense, man. I want him on the ball. I think that's just where he's best. If he's on the court, I want him with the ball in his hands. Um, and then he comes down, he has delay to quiet the crowd because I think that was the first time that they had cut it to under double digits. We had been up, you know, 13, 16, 17, 18. Um, we were kind of just in control the entire time and they cut down to eight. And I was starting to get nervous. I'm starting to yell at the TV, like, yo, what are we doing? Mitch has come down, has that leg, quiets the crowd because they were starting to get into it for the first time the entire night. We were starting to hear the Trailblazers crowd. Um, and Cody's defense is one of those I have down because I mean it was great. It was great. He was definitely bothering Anthony Simons from the tip. He was bothering him, and I mean you could see he was visibly frustrated. He was mad. He was going to the bench. I seen Jeremy Grant trying to give him a high five, and he just walked right past, bro. Like he didn't even. So and then after that, it was after that like commercial break and timeout where he came out. He had to dunk after that because he was starting to get mad, bro. But I mean, 4 for 21, 19%. You held him to 10 points. That's why we won the game. Aiton got off. He had 26 and 20. Well, 19. Jeremy Grant had 15. We play good defense on him and Anthony Simons. I mean, pretty much I think our game plan was just don't let these three guys beat you, make these role players beat you, and they were not going to be able to do that. So yeah, our defense was good. Fourth quarter, Mitchell comes out with the three, which is really important because, like I said, the game was starting to get close. Um, I do have Miller ass man because Brandon was playing like shit. He was 8 for 18 tonight, 1 for 6 from three, no free throws. I just didn't like the way that game was being played. Like I said, man, if we were playing another team, we probably would have lost. I love the fact that we got a win, and I'm definitely excited that we did. Don't get me wrong. And you know, you gotta do what you gotta do game to game. It just is what it is. Um, but I definitely felt like we toyed with them. Um, our motor was low for a little bit of the end of that third, going into the fourth. And we just let them back in the game, and we were just struggling. Or the offense was just out of sync, and I just didn't like it. Then Cody found Nick. Cody found Brandon, and I mean, I got to give props to Cody because he started really facilitating it and getting us back on track because the offense had got ugly. Um, Miller hits the three, and I mean, when Brandon gets to hooping, bro, like it's energized the team. Everybody just loves the rookie. Everybody loves a rookie that can contribute. So I feel like it just kind of fires everybody up. Um, and I really can't even freaking read what this says. Oh, Miles bully ball. Miles had the bully ball, and I really just wish that's something that he would just get to more, bro. Like, dude, you're strong. Like Eric Consul would say, bull in a china shop. Like, dude, you're you know, bully these motherfuckers in the post, man. Um, Gosh, my handwriting is so bad because I was writing with my freaking offhand. Um, and Cody, he got some offensive boards that was important. I think he missed his own layup and got it back and ended up getting fouled and going to the free throw line. And at that point, it's like you just want any points that we could get because the game was close for comfort. It was, you know, I didn't like it. Um, and then Mitch get the steal to the Nick and one dunk, and you know that was kind of like the nail in the coffin. Like Nick was just hooping, bro. Nick was just hooping, and you know, next thing you know, we up 21, and it was just we took care of business down the stretch. We took care of business, and that was one of the best highlight points of the game was that we finally blew it open. Because I mean, we were letting them hang around. We were letting them get momentum and cut it down to 6 points. I think they cut it down to six, and yeah, man, I ain't like that shit. And so, you know, for us to kind of blow it open at the end, um, I like that. Um, Now I do hope Mitch is okay because at the end of the game with about it might have been about a minute and 45 left. Um Mitchich was hobbling. I think he like bumped knees with somebody or somebody might need him in the thigh and he was hobbling. And Clifford tried to take him out and he stayed in. He was like, you know, I'm good, I'm staying in. So I hope he's okay, just because we all know how this team is when it comes to these little injuries. Next thing you know, he's showing up as doubtful for the next game, you know, even though we just saw him finish the game and stay in. We all know how this team is. So I hope he's okay because we definitely need him. We cannot afford to lose somebody else. Hopefully Curry comes back next game. As far as Bertans, we'll see. He's been listed as doubtful, which is kind of a little bit of hope considering, you know, Mark and LaMelo have been listed as out every game. No doubtful, no questionable, straight out. So for Bertans to be doubtful, these past two games is like, I guess, a positive sign. Excuse me, a positive sign. But you know, hyperextended knee, I still kind of expect him to be out probably a few more games, but we'll see. Um, Anyways, man, I'm tired, man. I gotta go to work in the morning, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I really try to keep it under 15, but a under 20 is still pretty good, I guess. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you are a subscriber, I appreciate you. I try to say that as much as I can because I really do. You know, I just love getting notification about a new subscriber and just seeing us getting closer and closer to 1,000, man. But for right now, we got to hit the 900 milestone, man. I think we're like 4 or 5 away. So definitely go run me up, man. Give me the 900. And anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Our next game is on Tuesday versus Milwaukee. We play them back to back, one on the road, and then they come to us on Thursday. So you know, if we can steal one of these games, I would love that. Hopefully LaMelo can come back for one of these games. I would definitely love that. And the Bucks did us dirty. Because that was the game. after the trade deadline, but the rest of the players hadn't like arrived yet, so they whooped our ass. So because I mean we were basically a G League team, so hopefully we can get some get back because we got to get our face back, man. But anyways, I'll catch y'all the next one. Peace.